The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of Bronxnet or the program underwriters.
Straight ahead on this edition of Perspectives, I introduce you to a guest who understands far too well the challenges of being an inner city youth in the public school system. But she's vowed to make a difference in the lives of inner city youth, exposing them to one of the up-and-coming disciplines the statistics show minorities, particularly women of color, are underrepresented. So coming up on this edition of Perspectives, we share her story and how she plans to bring that same dream to children right here in the borough of the Bronx. Stay tuned. Perspectives starts now.
What's on your mind?
Let 'em know.
Express what's on your mind. What's on your mind?
Let 'em know. Anything relevant to life, you bring it to the table. Whether you make a move solo or a movement with a stable. No fables, you speak on your decisions. Cause in the long run, it's your voice, your views, your vision. Keeping it real with many messages for you to know. This ain't radio, but DJ runs the show. Entertainment, he rocks it. Politics, he locks it. The host with the most would handle any topic. Don't forget to share your perspective with shines of light. Cause it might make a difference in someone else's life.
Make a difference.
What's your perspective?
Express what's in your heart and your mind. Share your perspective.
What's your perspective?
And hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Perspectives. I am Daren Jaime, and of course, we thank you for watching. You can catch Perspectives every week here on Bronxnet Channel 67, and of course, we invite you. And then we want you to stay connected to us. How do you do that? Well, we've got social media. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, my professional page, Daren C. Jaime. Those are the different ways that you can get connected to us. And then we say to you, listen, share your perspective, because if you have a show topic, an idea, let us know. You never know, it just might make air, and we might just put that on and share your perspective. But coming up on this edition of Perspectives, I want to introduce you to a very special guest. My guest in studio was born and raised in Brooklyn, and she understands far too well the challenges of being an inner city youth in the public school system. But since graduating from St. Francis College with her Bachelor's of Science in Business Management, she's vowed to be a difference in the lives of inner city youth that she wished she had. Through her organization, Digital Girl Inc., she runs a variety of STEM programs for K-12 students, and most of all, at no cost to the student. Here now to tell us more is Michelle R. Gall, who is Gall. Is it Gall, right?
It's Gall, yeah.
That's all right. There you go. Founder and executive director of Digital Girl Inc. I had it right all the way up until then. I want to make sure I had it right. Good to have you, Michelle.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me. This is amazing.
Good. It's amazing to have you here, too. And so the great work that you're doing. And you have a focus on STEM.
Yes.
And talk about what really got you to the place where you said, I want to focus on this.
Oh, well, for me, I had my journey throughout my youth where I was exceeding and excelling in math and science, but I never really had anyone foster what that exactly could mean for me. You know, I was given direction to do the similar, ordinary things that they tell you, oh, be a nurse, be a teacher, get a city job, but no one was really speaking to what my innate desires and skills were. And while there's nothing wrong with any of those other professions, I knew that that wasn't for me. Mm-hmm. And I struggled for a long time trying to find my way. I went to Brooklyn Technical High School, had no idea why I was there really, just other than I passed the test, and really didn't understand what the gravity of being in a school like that meant. And it wasn't until I graduated from college with a degree in business that I ended up in a sales department working with the digital team and trafficking online advertisement. And that's when sparks started flying for me. And I said, this is amazing. Like, why don't I know about this? Why haven't I learned this before? And I had a great team of engineers at the company that wanted to help me learn. And as I did more research, I realized that there weren't a lot of people that looked like me working in these fields, because the engineers that were helping me were mostly men. Right. They were mostly white, and they were like, yeah, that's how it is. And I started looking into the salaries, and I realized that although I was doing the work, because my degree wasn't that background, I was getting paid about $35,000 less. And I was like, no,
Not doing that,
not
right,
doing that.
right.
So how are we going to change that? So I was fortunate enough to be able to, in college, my concentration was marketing. So I was able to take what I learned and kind of put digital in front of my marketing degree, and then, increase my salary almost twofold.
That's awesome. Now, talk to me about STEM for a second, because when we
Sure.
talk about STEM, a lot of kids today are now becoming more and more acquainted and involved with it. But for somebody out there who doesn't know it, and it's a money maker, share with us a little bit about what STEM actually is.
Well, STEM is an acronym for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. And there's so many disciplines that are within the different fields. However, we always hear the same ones. We hear computer science, we hear programming, we hear coding. But there's so many different other positions that also go into those fields. Like my background, again, digital marketing. That's a tech job. You can be a lawyer and work at Con Edison and be working in the STEM field, because Con Ed is a engineering and a science business. So there's so many different aspects. A nurse, a doctor, those are science disciplines. You have engineering, where you might be making cars, or maybe you're figuring out some different kind of way that you can help, maybe use wind to be electricity. There's so many, and then you have your math sides, and they all kind of go together today. And it's something, that's one of the reasons that we have the organization. We really want the youth to understand that it's not just one thing, and you don't have to be a nerd, you don't have to be a geek. And if you are, that's great too, and that looks good too, and it's cool. But you don't have to have like 110 average to work in a STEM field.
So anybody can pretty much get involved?
Anybody can get involved. Working in social media, so many of our youth, you like working, doing things on Instagram, Facebook, but how can you turn that into a moneymaker? There's so much money out there for people who know how to utilize social media, digital marketing, it to be made, that is something that we really want our youth to really pursue and understand. Just take what you like and see how you can monetize it.
Let's take a quick break, because coming up after the break, I want to talk about your program. Tell us how the program works and how people can become involved. So stay with us. Got more perspectives coming up right after this. Going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Be right back in a second. Take care.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
And I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to. My love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Love is kind. Love is patient.
And we are back here on Perspectives. Our guest in the studio, Michelle R. Gall, who is the executive director of Digital Girl, Inc., and a wonderful program that's affecting the lives of young people. And in a positive way. So for people who don't know about your program, first of all, you got programs in Brooklyn and Manhattan and
Yes.
where else? Down
We have had some programming in the Bronx.
Okay.
Last December, we launched in Atlanta. We do some workshops in New Jersey. So we get a lot of interest, and pretty much we get a phone call, and then there's a need, and we really try to make it happen.
So for somebody who doesn't know about your program, let's walk through it. What exactly goes on?
Sure. Well, we have in-school programming, we have after-school programming, and our goal is really to get in front of children who might not have, their parents or family might not have extra money to send them to, programs on the weekend or after school. We bring our programming directly to the school. It's offered at no charge to the students, so we're always looking for funding in some different type of way, whether it's a grant or it's city funding, state funding. But we never wanted costs to be a reason why a student couldn't attend. And we spend anywhere between an hour to 2 hours 1 day a week teaching different areas of STEM. We have coding, computer science, robotics, digital marketing. We have web design, just a plethora of different classes. It's really exciting, it's different, and we love working with the students.
So when you have your organization compared to others, how does it make a difference? What's the difference there?
Well, our programming is continuous, so it's year-round. We do have some schools that customize. Maybe it's just a semester that they want to do, but we're there more than once. We come to the school, which is different from saying, hey, parents, bring your kids out. Again, there's no cost to any of our programs, and we're co-ed. We're not just for girls. We are not just for a certain population. While we are targeting inner city kids, it doesn't matter what their ethnicity is, and we won't say, oh, your family makes too much money, so you can't be in the program, because just because your family has money doesn't mean that mentally you're not underserved. So we work with everyone, and I think that's one of the things that really stands out.
Talk to me a little bit about this. When you talk about STEM and you talk about opportunities, the light bulb has to go on for kids after a while, because the same way it came on for you. What's the response when you find the kids really start engaging in these programs? Well,
we take surveys. So in the beginning, we'll find in the class, we'll ask, does anyone know what coding is or STEM? And a lot of them will say no, majority. And we'll ask, do you have any interest in it? And the majority will say no. And then we'll have a class. And then by the end of the class, they'll be like, are you going to come back? We'll ask them. We take a survey and we say, is this something that you might want to do in the future? And 98% of them are like, yes.
So when we talk about coming up activities, I know you got some fundraisers coming up and some things to really advance the cause.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a fundraiser. It's called Zumba by the Pool. Zumba by the Pool is so much fun. Just some Zumba fitness out by a pool, some music, some good times. It's in New Jersey. So if anybody's living out in Jersey, come out. You're in the Bronx, you're just across the bridge, just come through. And then we also have our annual fundraiser as well called Voices of Brooklyn. So it's a singing competition, and it's going to be held at King's Plaza. And we encourage people to sign up. Auditions are about to start, and then there's going to be prizes for the winner. There's going to be first, second, third, $1,000 for the first prize. Second prize is $500. Third prize is $250. And this is all going, again, to help support our programming.
Awesome. And so as you have these variety of different programs, the Bronx, let's talk about that. You got Brooklyn, you got Manhattan. What about the Bronx? Can we open up something here?
Well, we had some programming over at the Charter School for Law and Social Justice. And, unfortunately, because we're in Brooklyn, it was really difficult to sustain the program. So we've been looking for funding, hopefully to come back, even to look into different schools to get something going on there. So the Bronx is definitely not out of the question. We're just looking for a way to make sure that we're able to sustain it.
Now, as I talked about earlier, the light going on. The light goes on for kids, light goes on for you guys. What is the future in terms of STEM? How do you see it in terms of playing out in the future? Technology is major. Of course, everybody talks about coding, but you said there's many different disciplines. Where do you see the future of STEM going and public participation?
Well, right now it's not mandated in the public school curriculum. So I definitely see there's going to be a change where that's going to be mandated. A lot of the schools now, we went from having a lot of after-school programming to actually having schools saying, hey, I want you to come in during the day. So we're already seeing the shift. And the reason being, the job demand for STEM is growing. By 2020, it's going to be in the millions, but we are in the hundreds when it comes to being able to sustain that demand. So that's why you have a lot of outsourcing. You have people coming from different countries because we lack the workforce, and we need to start training our own workforce to be able to fulfill those positions. So I definitely see it being mandated in the schools. I definitely know that at some point there's going to be a necessity for you to have some kind of technological skills to all positions. Even doctors, nurses are going to have some kind of tech basis. We're moving away, trying to get more privacy and certain things. So I see it being a pivotal part of everyone's profession at some point.
Take a quick break with Michelle Gall, Executive Director of Digital Girl Inc. We'll be right back. More with her and with you when we return.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
I did. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that strollers have the right of way on the sidewalk?
Yes.
Yep, I did. Did you guys
Did you know that kids who eat breakfast have higher GPAs?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's actually what I was going to say.
Did you know babies should never touch silver? It's really bad for them.
I knew that.
Did you guys know that statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
I'm putting that on my blog.
I just put it in mine.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
And we're back here on Perspectives. Daren Jaime here with you. And as we were sharing a little bit in our conversation, talk about the different work that you're doing all across the city. And I know volunteers play a big part in what you do.
Oh, definitely. They're such a major part of our organization. I can't continue to stress enough that because we're not charging students for programming, we're always looking for some kind of way to help sustain the program. So volunteers are amazing when it comes to getting instructors. So actually not having instructors in the Bronx, volunteers in the Bronx to help sustain the programs in the Bronx was a challenge for us. So, if we have anybody out there that has any technical background and you want to help, you want to make this world a better place, please reach out to us. We're definitely looking for some volunteer instructors.
And we talked about how society's actually changed and evolved over the past few years.
Totally.
What are the major changes that we're seeing right now?
Oh, wow. I mean, just the focus that's going away from print marketing, on-air advertising, to everything being online, to the way that social media is driving current events today. You actually watch the news and you see things about what went viral on YouTube. You see the influence that social media had on the election. You see that the president is tweeting.
Right.
That's unheard of. It's something that we never thought about, and we don't have to elaborate on. But it really goes to show you the shift and how the focus is really, everything is digital now.
Yeah, I want to take a look at some pictures that we have, and you walk us through a little bit about what we're going to see, because I think we have some pretty exciting stuff that we want to show.
Oh, so this picture is from a hackathon that we did. We partnered with the Source 360. So
it's called what now?
It's a hackathon.
Okay. And
so
what is a hackathon?
A hackathon is an all-day event where students get together for some hours, could be 12 hours, could be 24 hours, and participants get together and they come up with a product or an idea, a website, something that they can tangibly build with a concept and a focus. And so these are some of our youth volunteers. So in addition to us teaching in class, we actually have a young professional development program. So these are some of our youth. This is another hackathon we did with Senator Jesse Hamilton. He's a huge supporter, amazing person, really trying to make a difference out in Brooklyn. And again, students had to take a social issue and decide how they would create a product to fix that issue in their community.
Oh, that's great.
This is one of our workshops. We had a digital filmmaking workshop with the Girl Scouts. With one of our wonderful partners, We Repair the World. They're in Brooklyn. They're a Jewish organization dedicated to changing the community. So these are some girls. And again, this was our first hackathon that we did. It was all girls. There you have our director of programming and our president of the board, Tony Robinson, and she's a software engineer by trade. And she helped lead this hackathon here, where the girls, again, were addressing a social issue that they wanted to fix in Brownsville.
Beautiful.
This is the last day of class for one of our schools, partner schools we work with, Brooklyn Landmark Elementary School. Amazing group of kids. They were really excited, and we just took it, just to show a picture of our last day there.
Awesome. So when we talk about kids, and I think we talked about it in the beginning of the show, the light coming on and really seeing, have you noticed like the progression of them wanting to pursue careers and going after this now after having
Absolutely. So there are a lot of days where in nonprofit worlds you be like banging your head like, why am I doing this, and on those days, without fail, I always get an email, a phone call, I'll bump into a parent or something where we will literally have high school students that came through our young professional development program saying, hey, I got a message the other day saying, hey, thank you so much for letting me intern with you. I actually changed my major. Now I'm going to go to school for digital marketing. We had another student that changed her major. She's going to school for computer science. So we're really seeing students who had no interest, no knowledge of any STEM related fields change from, liberal arts or something because they just didn't know what they wanted to do and then decide to go into a STEM field.
That makes you want to get up in the morning, doesn't
it? It really makes you happy and it makes you say, okay, this is why I'm doing it, and you stop banging your head and then you keep going on.
So if people want more information about your organization as we're winding down, please give us an opportunity to let them know.
Sure. We are our website is digitalgirlinc.org, not .com, so .org. We're on Facebook, that's Digital Girl Inc. BK. We're on Instagram and Twitter, and both of those handles are the same, Digital Girl Inc.
If you had a wish in regards to all that you're doing right now, and you want people to know, what would that be?
Wow. If I had a wish and I wanted people to know, I wish that we could just get more support so that we can get into more schools. So far, we've worked with about 3,400 students in about 25 schools. So, and we just were founded in 2014. So if we could double that number in 2 years instead of the 4 years it took for us to get to that, that would be amazing.
That's major numbers there, and that's great work that you're continuing to do. And as we want people to find out more about Digital Girl Inc., we encourage you to go to their website, find out a little bit more about what is going on and how a young person actually come and take part. So you got volunteers, you got kids, you got activities, and tell people real quick the events you got coming up.
Zumba by the Pool, that's coming up on July 22nd. You can visit our site, the digitalgirlinc.org/events to sign up. And then Voices of Bed-Stuy, date is to be determined, but auditions are coming up as well. You can go to our site and you'll get more information there.
Michelle Gall, thank you so much for coming and sharing with us here on Perspectives, and certainly best wishes to all that you're doing with Digital Girl Inc. and the lives that you're really impacting. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Gotta come back again.
I will.
All righty. Michelle Gall, Executive Director of Digital Girl Inc., who is our guest in studio. I want to tell you that, as we said, STEM is a growing population, and so if you can get your young person involved in it, it'd be a great thing to do. And of course, we provide a resource right here, Digital Girl Inc., that you can come and get connected to and find out more about the great work that they're doing and how maybe your child can be impacted. So that about wraps it up for us here on the Set of Perspectives. I'm Daren Jaime. For all of us here on the set, we thank you for watching. Until the next time we meet, stay safe, share your perspective with somebody else. You just never know. It might make a difference in somebody else's life. Take care and God bless.
Let them know.
What's on your mind?
Let them know.
Express what's on your mind. What's on your mind?
Let them know. Anything relevant to life, you bring it to the table. Whether you make a move solo or a movement with a stable. No fables, you speak on your decisions. Cause in the long run, it's your voice, your views, your vision. Keeping it real with many messages for you to know. This ain't radio, but DJ runs the show. Entertainment, he rocks it. Politics, he locks it. The host with the most would handle any topic. Don't forget to share your perspective which shines a light. Cause it might make a difference in someone else's life.
Make a difference.
What's your perspective?
Express what's in your heart and your mind. Share your perspective.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving, the ultimate party foul.